over that decision are happening across the country, including New York, Chicago, and here in Portland. A riot has been declared at a protest by the Justice Center. The crowd originally gathered on 3rd Avenue, but some protesters moved to the other side of the building to the entrance of the police station. Officers have used smoke grenades and flashbangs to push people away from the area. Some sort of flaming projectiles have been thrown at officers, and an awning of the building was lit on fire. The protesters on 3rd Avenue also being cleared out. They had been chanting Breonna Taylor's name. Several passionate speakers told the crowd of the discrimination they've faced in their own lives and expressed outrage over today's grand jury decision.